Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something a bit more serious, but it's something we all felt at some point in life. Loneliness. Yeah, that feeling when it's like you're disconnected from everything, even if people are around. I know it's not something we like to talk about, it's easier to joke around or focus on lighter stuff, but I feel like it's important. Maybe you're watching this and thinking, man, I've been there. Or maybe you're going through it right now and no one even knows. I get it, I've been there too. It's weird, right? You could be in a room full of friends and yet somehow feel like you're the only one not really there. It's like everything's happening but you're not a part of it. Ever felt like that? Let's break it down. What is loneliness? So what is loneliness really? I used to think it was just about being by yourself, like physically alone, but it's way deeper than that. You can be surrounded by people, friends, family, co-workers and still feel completely alone. It's more about the disconnect. When you feel like no one really gets what's going on in your head, even if you're laughing and hanging out, deep down you're like, man, does anyone actually know what I'm dealing with? And sometimes you don't even know how to explain it, you know? You're just not in the same wavelength with anyone. It's like being in a crowded room but feeling invisible. That's a kind of loneliness that hits hard because it's not about who's around you. It's about who's with you, mentally and emotionally. And if you don't feel that, it doesn't matter how many people are in the room. Social media and the illusion of connection. Now, here's the thing. Social media. Yeah, I know we've all heard it before, but hear me out. We got all these platforms, right? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. We're constantly connected. We can DM anyone, anytime, see what everyone's up to, but somehow it's making people feel even lonelier. Crazy, right? It's like we're more connected than ever. But are we really? We share the highlights, the fun stuff, vacations, parties, selfies with the perfect lighting, but how often do we post about the hot days? When we are feeling low or anxious or lonely, we don't. We keep that hidden. So when you're scrolling through your feed and seeing everyone else's perfect life, you start feeling like the odd one out. Like, why does everyone else seem happy and I'm here struggling? I went through that phase too. I'd spent hours just scrolling thinking, man, everyone's got it better than me. It's exhausting and it makes that feeling of being alone even worse. I remember one time where it hit me really hard. I was out with a group of friends, people I've known for years. We were doing our usual thing, hanging out, cracking jokes, everything was fine, on the surface. But halfway through the night, I realized something weird. I wasn't feeling it. I was there, but I wasn't really there, you know? It was like I was watching the whole thing from the outside. Everyone was laughing, having a good time, but inside, I felt disconnected. It wasn't that they changed or anything, they were still the same people, but I changed. And that realization hit me like a ton of bricks. It's a strange moment when you're surrounded by people who care about you, but you feel totally alone. That kind of loneliness isn't about not having people around, it's about feeling like you can fully connection with them anymore. And it's scary because you don't know why. After that night, I kept thinking, what's going on? Why do I feel this way? At first, I thought maybe I was just tired, stressed, or maybe it was just one of those soft nights. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that something had changed inside me. I wasn't being fully honest with myself, and that was making it hard to connect with anyone else. I started to understand that loneliness wasn't just happening to me randomly. It was a sign that something deeper was going on. I had to figure out what I really wanted, what was missing in my life, and let me tell you, that's not an easy conversation to have with yourself. But here's the thing that I've learned. Loneliness isn't always the bad guy. Sometimes it's a way to wake yourself up, to realize that maybe you've been ignoring something important. When you're feeling alone, it's a chance to pause and really check in with yourself. What do you need? What's missing? What's not working in your life? For me, I realized I had been spending so much time trying to keep up with everything work. Friends, social life, that I wasn't really paying attention to what I need. It was like I was running on autopilot, and loneliness was my brain's way of telling me to slow down and figure it out. Once I started accepting that feeling, instead of trying to push it away, things changed. I stopped feeling like I had to be around people all the time to feel okay. I started enjoying time by myself more, doing things I actually liked. Reading, going for walks, just thinking. I learned that it's not about always being with people. It's about being comfortable with yourself too. When I got more comfortable being alone, I started to notice that I could enjoy being around people more. I wasn't constantly looking for others to fill some kind of void. I didn't need them to make me feel complete. And that's a huge shift. If you're feeling lonely right now, my advice is don't run from it. Don't try to bury it with distractions. Take a second to sit with it. Ask yourself what's really going on. What are you feeling and why? Sometimes loneliness is just your mind's way of telling you that you need to check in with yourself. And don't be afraid to try new things or stuff that's just for you, bro. Pick up a hobby, spend time doing something that makes you feel good, I don't know. Even if it's something as simple as going for a walk or reading a book, sometimes the best way to get through loneliness is to embrace it, you know. Use it as a time to figure out what makes you happy. Also, talk to someone if you can. You'd be surprised how many people are going through the same thing. We just don't always talk about it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. So yeah, that's my take on loneliness. It's tough, but it's not the end of the world. Sometimes it's the beginning of something better, a better understanding of yourself. So thanks for sticking around and listening, bro. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and drop a comment if you ever felt this way. Let's keep this conversation going, and you're not alone in this, trust me. Thanks for watching.